Some say it's hard to be an optimist these days. From CNN to BBC and every broadcast in between, so few are the positive stories that give us something in which to believe. Seems as though our society has grown accustomed to unforeseen tragedies, bombs and school shootings, suicides and cyberbullying, terrorist attacks, planes being hijacked leading to the war on terror being fought in Iraq, lost loved ones to cancer, drunk driving, so-called accidents, social inequality being fought by America's 99%, protesting capitalism by standing around pitching tents. Now tell me, does any of this make sense? Try turning on the radio or the 6 o'clock news without having your faith in humanity get bruised. Seems every headline I read gives me reason to believe that this world's bad outweighs its good and is run by nothing but money, power, and greed. Ballots like Proposition 8 serving only to create and perpetuate a nation's disregard and hate for one's constitutional rights. It's 2013. Isn't this a little out of date? Some say it's hard to be an optimist these days. Try walking down the street and smiling to a total stranger. Notice that their reaction is often one of fear, shock, or anger. They'll stare right back at you wondering, why is this freak looking at me so strange? Do I know and not recognize them? No, they must be deranged. Actually, random stranger, I was just walking down the street, wondering if a smile on my face could inspire one between your cheeks. But you walk on and roll your eyes, ignore me and help me realize that our society's ability to spark any human connection has been lost to a world in which 3G detection means more than a conversation or a friendly smile. Perhaps my forced interactions are just my form of denial. Then again, I don't think they are. Some say it's hard to be an optimist these days. I think it's just a matter of perspective. The day the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting took place, I looked not to Adam Lanza for my perspective on the human race, but rather to Victoria Soto, the school's first grade teacher and hero, and to the many other teachers who gave into instinct instead of prudence, selflessly giving their lives in an attempt to save their students. The Boston bombings remind me not of 2 explosions on a street, but of what happens to mankind when compassion and urgency meet. I look not to 9/11 to be reminded of 19 hijackers on 4 planes, but of 200 emergency respondents who ran into collapsing buildings without restraint. The infamous Mr. Rogers once said, when I was a little boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would tell me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. So in every crisis, I see a light, and through all this world's wrong, I choose to see the right. Too many heroes have given their lives for me to let this world's pessimists put down mankind, to let them envelope the human race as one of ignorance and distaste, to let them succeed in trying to wipe this eternal smile off my face. Some say it's impossible to be an optimist these days. I tell them that's a total lie. The helpers are all around us. Just open up your eyes.